Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 10 of my Desert China series. I had identified an error in the end of the last part, namely, I walked my missionary away from Zanzibar before actually spreading my religion. So, got to do a little backtracking there, but otherwise, things are going pretty well, I would say. Okay, we get +1 in the capital right as university finishes. So let's go ahead and slot into that. We just finished engineering, so let's go ahead and build a caravan so that we can feed Shanghai, so that Shanghai can also slot into the university. Let's see. Horses, horses, horses. Rome is a fine recipient. Speaking of Rome, we are about to run out of open borders, so I do want to address that before we get too far. For example, we could step this guy out for a moment. Well, this one's going down to Ravenna. But this one, we can step out for a moment. Okay, tech. The capital is out of wonders to build right now, so let's try and get Machu Picchu, which is actually kind of funny because we're actually missing a city connection at the moment, but I don't intend to let that continue that way. I think it's time to start getting amphitheaters up. Okay, this is Krakow, Cape Town. We'll do that. Okay, so he's going to head back, which is a little precarious, especially given that we can't just insert ourselves like we'd like. Let's go like that. Okay, so he can upgrade this turn, and now we should have the money to upgrade this guy next turn, so let's have him step like that. Still want this guy to step out for this hex. Okay, Ragusa, and then off to Byblos, which is way down there. I know they want it, I just wonder if we'll be able to give it to them. Does this guy have just the one charge for Ravenna? And then, alright, so I don't know how well this is going to work, but we are heading south, so let's see. And 1, 2, 3, and we can still spread south, but we want to make it south among existing territories just to help limit the possibility of interception by barbarians. Okay, he's going to cut through here. He can cut through here. Alright, so we will start getting started on the road. I want to say amphitheater here because here's something that I've been struggling with off camera is the policy and tech path. It's 9 turns. I only wanted to come this far into Liberty. Somebody had previously made a comment about citizenship and, of course, the pyramids, being able to build and repair tiles very quickly, come time to go to war. And yeah, that might be something I pick up, but I really just for now anyways wanted these policies. So it'd be really nice to get straight into rationalism. And we can. Between guilds and acoustics, I mean, that's our 9 turns. And of course, the science should speed up a little bit when we slot in for the universities over here. However, after Machu Picchu, I think it might make sense to go into chivalry to get Alhambra, because this is a mistake I made last series. I had never before played a game where I just went super strong science and then into military to just dominate the world. And I think that would be a lot of fun, especially if you make the right steps in advance. So in this case, favoring Alhambra. And then I'm thinking going into ironworking, metal casting, physics, because then we can build Notre Dame, which we would really benefit from. Our happiness is going to be a little stretched because of our luxury situation. And also the expands having workshops would be nice. Now, obviously, if we do all of this, we're going to have another filler policy, at which point with chivalry and physics we'll probably enter into Renaissance by way of printing press so that we can also get the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I'm a little comfortable with this approach for a few different reasons, one of which being Leaning Power of Pisa would be a good get. This would be a good get. This would be a really good get. Getting the workshops up in the expands would be nice. And the great scientist we'd get from this, as well as the one we're going to have coming out in the same 9 turns, would kind of offset the fact that we're not getting rationalism right away. So I've really been struggling off camera the difference between getting that plus 10% as soon as possible and taking the time to secure Machu Picchu, Alhambra, Notre Dame, along the way instead of that early plus 10 science. I think it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Also, by taking the commerce opener, we open up Big Ben, and this is another mistake I kind of made last series. If you're going to do the whole science and then into late game war, there are purchasing strategies. So not only would boosting our gold be really great, but then we open Big Ben, which can also give us some gold and reduce purchasing and stuff like that. So this is the grand scheme that I'm looking at. Feel free to yell at me in the comments, because I do realize that if you just seize as much science as you can, everything else will even out in the long run, and yeah, that's kind of true. Alright, open borders now ends. So let's see here. Before he actually paid us, I'm not sure why. Okay, and he's got the horse. Alright. Yeah, a lot of times they ask for the 2 gold per turn, so that's probably the same thing either way. Okay, 1 turn until guilds. So let's build another horseman. We could use some long-range scouting and some long-range protection of all these missionaries that we're sending out. And the build time of 1 turn seems to really fit. We will definitely continue to feed Beijing. We are working the optimal tiles for now. Let's see, he's the one heading to Byblos. For better or worse, not sure how successful we're going to be down there. I have my questions. I kind of think that at some point they must have changed the way passive religious pressure operates, because I've read that it's, the missionaries have a power of 1,000 and it takes 100 to convert a citizen, but and yeah, you got to factor in competing pressures and stuff like that, but I have not seen converting 10 citizens at a time. So I'm thinking that got nerfed at some point, or there's some kind of conversion or some math I'm just not familiar with. Anyways, so we were feeding this city now, but we pulled the exact same 4 food off of the land. So now this city is actually even less in the production department, but more in the science. So for better or worse. You know what? It might actually be worthwhile to not work the specialist slots in the city and just use that food caravan to grow the city for now, because of how terrible this city is. I hadn't considered that. So plus a third. So even though this says 3, it's really like 4. And same here. And of course the great scientist points. I could see it going both ways. Since we're not taking the rationalism opener, I'm kind of tempted to go this route. Maybe that's something I should have thought of before I recorded, because I knew this is where we were headed. Because it said growth in 3, right? And we still have a developed tile, food tile. And once the workers are done building the road here, we can get to these other ones. It wouldn't be as much raw science, but it would be, more production in this city. That is a tough call. I don't think we're doing anything crucial as far as builds go, so let's let it ride as is. Let me know what you guys think as far as how that should have been played, because what I just went with was what I was kind of intending to go with all along. Alrighty, so now we've got to wait in line. We had already... This is so embarrassing. We were there. Alright, so we did barter. Okay, and because of the road, we actually have a movement point left. So there goes Ravenna. Nice. And then this guy here, we can, let's see. Oh. I like the idea of being able to cross the river and then having options. So let's try getting up through here. Let's see. This was Krakow, Cape Town. So looks like we can get to Cape Town there. We should convert them next turn. Okay, 1, 2, whoops. City-state. Okay, Manila. Alrighty. So that camp will be gone before we have a chance to interact with it, which is unfortunate, but we're late to the party. They deserve... Oh, what's this? They cleared out the camp, but they didn't clear the camp. Okay, new unit. Alright, so I mean, we could stick by just in case. Kind of want to keep scouting, though. Oh, okay, see? We're finding some borders. In fact, let me double check on this. 6 cities, that's right. Okay, because we didn't get a majority at 3 or something like that. I forget. I think I was already familiar with the fact that they had a number of cities. So, Silk for Wine ended. Seeks a new natural wonder. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Alright, wine is actually wanted by Zurich, which is happiness. That's nice. We can use all the happiness we can get to tide us over until we get to Notre Dame. All the more reason to build it, in fact. So we don't want to actually trade off our wine right now. Let's see here. We've got this guy finishing a tile. Oh, wow. That's just strictly a better tile than that, so we'll go in there. Horseman is finished, but so is Guild. So let's get on Machu Picchu. We're looking at 1 turn until growth and 5 turns until Machu Picchu is finished. Okay. Alrighty, so this is the reason why I wanted to name the missionaries. Let's find out where they are and what they're up to so that I know where to go to next. Alright, we actually can cross the river. Okay, so there's that, there's that. We'll just expend that guy. Cape Town is converted, very nice. And this is the guy going down to Byblos. Or maybe we have him come down to Manila instead. I wouldn't mind taking a full-powered one over to Byblos just to make sure it gets converted. Because worst case scenario is it only takes the 1 charge and then we can shoot it off somewhere else. We are finding some extra Roman cities over there. So, yeah, so let's have this guy actually go. Where is he? Here, we'll do this. Already did that. Already did him. Where did he go? Where's the one I'm looking for? That's the one I'm looking for. Okay, so let's rename this guy to Manila. And proceed accordingly. Something like that. Alright, and then the one we buy right now. Hey, cool. It'll actually let me skate on those hills. Maximum visibility. Okay, so if we were to send one dedicated just to Byblos for the purpose of the food in the capital, and there's also a camp down here, which our horse could actually chase after. Maybe this horse. We just built a horse, right? Yes. Okay, we'll have him come. Oh, nice. Thank goodness engineering is finished. So this horse can come down and clear this camp, and then we can also send down a missionary strictly for Byblos. And that'll hopefully overlap in a way that is beneficial for us. Okay, you are strictly Byblos. To start. There we go. Okay, that... and I do apologize right now. This is a lot of what the series is going to be, plotting out missionary spread, things like that. Okay. So, Machu Picchu on into Chivalry. Go. Let's see. Machu Picchu's done in 4, Chivalry, or 5. Chivalry's done in 4, so that seems like it's going to work out fairly well. And then, of course, the fact that we are aiming towards a extra policy. The culture buff from Alhambra would help, make it to where by the time we do hit the Renaissance, we'll kind of hit the ground running, as they say. Even though I think the Mythbusters actually busted that phrase. Okay, we are upon a pack of Venetians with whom we are friendly. Look like the animation for spawning from a camp, so I'm not... Oh, disembark. Okay, so this is coast. Alright, so... Okay. Well, we won't be able to get started this turn, but that's... Oh, look at this. We shaved a turn off of Machu Picchu by coming here. Nice. So it says 4 and 3. If we come here, it's 4 and 4. Let's stay there, shave that extra turn off, and now we'll be able to go straight into Alhambra. I mean, we could have before, but there was going to be a turn gap. Now we're going to have Machu out a turn sooner, and that means possibly Alhambra out a turn sooner. So here's hoping we don't have much in the way of competition from that. Okay, that is our only copper right now, so we don't have to feel compelled to get rid of it. Wine connected for Zurich. Okay, so there we go. We could trade it for dyes. I don't want to help him out any more than I have to. We could trade it for cocoa or silk. We don't need those for anything specific. We don't really need to buff our relations with Mr. Jaguar, I don't think. Or maybe we do. I don't know. We are kind of trudging around in his backyard. Let's see here. Finishing roads. There we go. Back to your post. All right. Okay, so now I got to make sure I actually spread the religion. Okay. You come through here. You can help him towards Byblos. We're basically heading down to this camp. If I don't know if the horse can manage by himself, but gonna do what we can. All right, so let's get eyes on. You know, I could bring this horse over to work on the camp as well, but having this long-range scout, because we got a lot of cloud in here, and the scout can't get to it all by himself. Plus, it'd be nice to know what's going on with Rome's extra cities. Just to, okay, there's the other one. That's all of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he had 6 total at last time we checked, and we have found the other 2. So that works out. He's just gonna ho-hum until we can find a way into Rome. It's unfortunate, but this situation's only going to get worse, so if we run away to go spread to Byblos. We need to start keeping an eye on our iron, because we are going to be heading towards iron working sooner rather than later. Is this duplicate copper? I think it is. If he's asking about it, that means, because we've had multiple deals with him, if I remember correctly. Yes, indeed, that is extra copper. Nice. Alright, so iron, copper. Okay. Cape Town seeks investors. Not my problem. Okay, so with the extra copper, let's go ahead and just sell it to him straight up. We don't need the incense.
Azid?
Or do we? Okay, I'm sorry. Alright. Well, the extra happiness would be nice. If we did the extra happiness now, we could sell off wine to him for a lump sum, a bit of a lump sum, but I don't know how necessary that is. Let's just do the GPT. We have other people we can trade. Yeah, okay, so let's see here. He can't do GPT, so let's do... I'm willing to potentially buff Poland a little bit. He's not really a threat to us, it would seem. And if that should change, we can always like pay him to attack somebody else or vice versa. So I'd rather give it to him than Brazil or the Iroquois, is what it comes down to. And I'd rather get 2 GPT than lump sum of 45. Okay, end of the line. Time to start cutting back. So we'll just have him follow on the coast. Give the horses a better idea of where they need to paint in. Alright, it says 1 turn to growth anyway, so moving this here is no different, except for we get 3 more food up front, because it'll count up the food. Put the citizen here, because we're production focused. Reap those hammers. So that is a no-brainer. Alright, off to Byblos with you. It's nice that we have this horse leading the way. However, the horse can pass through military units. The missionary cannot. But nevertheless, it might work out for the better. Hey, we get across the river this turn. That's helpful. You guys can provide a gap anytime you want. 1, 2, 3. We end up on a hill. And there's roads coming out of this city, so maybe we can cheat a little bit. Let's see if we get through here. No wars. Okay, well, at least we got up on this hill to get some visibility. That does look like a mountain, so I'm not going to bother squeezing off just for that, I don't think. Okay, spread to Zanzibar. Don't walk away. It's too bad we're not friendly, because I'd really like to be able to occupy this tile. Actually, you know what? Well, if we trespass, and then... If we trespass and then we find another natural wonder, or, yeah, we're going to cut ourselves short. But that might be a risk worth taking, just to make sure we can get that guy back out quickly, because he's already lost so many turns because I made that mistake. Oh, we have more iron to sell. And Mr. Poland does not want any more. So I guess we sell it to Mr. Brazil. I'd rather equip him than the Iroquois. I know it says we're friends, but I really hate the Iroquois right now. And I know I'm not alone. They've created a bunch of cities, the religion, wonders. They're just going to be an annoyance. So we're actually, it says 4 iron. And we are going to have iron working in 4 turns. But in 3 turns we're getting some iron back. Quite a bit actually. 1, 6. So we can go ahead and sell off all the iron we have right now, because a turn before we need it for ourselves, we'll have more coming back. So let's just keep the gold flowing. Alright, you get to work on that freshwater farm. We're done with the road there. 3 turns, and then he'll go 1, 2, 3. So that should time off perfectly, thanks to the pre-building we did. Whoops. Hit. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh, and I totally stepped here and stepped away. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad. We got a caravan right there. Uh-oh. Because we know it spawned this turn. Oh, and you know what? As soon as I discovered it, I could have brought this guy down too. Okay, so mistake, mistake, mistake. But the horse did not punish us, so this guy will be dead and gone before we can get punished for it. So let this be a lesson, ladies and gentlemen. Never get lulled into a false sense of security. The whole reason I click 1 tile at a time is to take a peek. And I actually found something, and I was in a habit. Luckily, we didn't get punished for it, but wow, that is embarrassing. Yes, I know I am trespassing, but look at this. I'm gone now. What do you think about that? Alrighty. We have to think about religious purchase. Let's see here. 7 turns. So let's just put a farm down here, because... Oh, actually, you know what? As our workers catch up, we could do a road through here. That's going to be tricky to pull off, because we got to actually get a worker or 2 into their lands, which we've already seen is easier said than done. But the way you do a situation like this is you build into theirs territory first, not only because there's an availability issue, but also because since it's in their borders, you don't pay the maintenance on it, and that way you can have your, preferably 2 workers, put down the 2 tiles here, same time, you get credit, rip up the tiles that you're paying for, and go about your business. So that is something to keep in mind. Okay, unfortunately we have to go this way because of what I was saying before about not being able to get through military units with a missionary. Hopefully Rome has taken care of this camp by now. Hey, speaking of Rome, have some religion. Alright. That's 1 less missionary we have to deal with. which in theory means one less maintenance to have to pay on a turn-by-turn basis. Hey, look at this. Use the... Oh, nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of the road. Very nice. Okay, let's take a second and think about this. We have a guy heading to Manila. That should be an easy convert. We have a dedicated guy heading to Byblos. Uh-oh, Zurich has fallen, so let's buy a dedicated guy for Zurich. I'm not sure how that works, but if he's got a charge left over, we can figure out. Somebody had to convert that, so they might be off to try to convert something else as well. This kind of means we'll probably never get our religion down to India, which is unfortunate because they have no religion and they're already friendly with us. They would gladly accept it. But I think we have to accept that that's going to be Aztec country. It says we have one that... Oh, yeah, because... Okay. Oh, 2, 2, 2. Okay, yep, that makes sense. I see it because the horsey is quick. Machu Picchu is ours. And check it out. It's literally the turn we're going to finish our last city connection. Bam! Don't mind if I do. So shoot, shoot, and then free clear. Nice. Okay. That was embarrassing. I'm really pleased that it ended without incident. Buenos Aires targets nearby. Did they just target the camp I cleared? Oh, that would have been so delicious. Alrighty, so chivalry. Oh, look at this. We're actually going to have iron working in one more turn. I think I miscalculated that. No, they're all coming back same turn. Oh, that's right, because we thought they were coming back a turn sooner. Nice. So who knows? Working the specialist slots here might have made that difference. Okay, on to amphitheater. We do want to keep a close eye on this. Once we have to choose the commerce opener, we'll take a look at things and how things are panning out. But because of the way that policy prices escalate, I have reason to believe that we're going to want to ramp up our culture. But like I said, we can keep an eye on that. Anyways, it is time to get on to Alhambra. So let's take a look at this real quick. 1 and 6. And we had neglected this move because Machu Picchu said it needed those hammers. Now still 1 and 6. And that might speed up whenever we get that new citizen. But we can, of course, take a look at that at that time. You're off to Zurich, my friend. And we need to start backing up the warriors for conversion's sake. Alright. You know what? I might as well just bring him in here like this. That way, if there is something here, it can't get us. But it looks like we are going to be fine. Well, I shouldn't say that. We couldn't get it. It's going to take us a whole nother turn to get across the river anyway, so we might as well park where there's some protection is what I meant to say. Okay, you are heading to Byblos. That means we will need to barter for open borders with this guy, which I can go ahead and do right now. Ahmed. 2 gold per turn, that's pretty standard. Thank you for bringing my attention to the fact that we do have a horse to sell off. I have to... I'm doing a bit of a little wee-wee dance, so I'm trying not to make any mistakes during my time of anxiety. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty clear that that was like the end of the road-ish. Let's see. No, I think if we're going to fail to move on, we'd want to do it in this direction. See, this is what I mean. Like, that corner of the world, I don't think we can compete with. It's too far away, and we already have evidence of tampering in established territory, so yeah, that's unfortunate. Anyways, with open borders bartered for, we are free to do that, so that's pretty good. I'm going to call it here. I know we're a little on this side of half an hour, but I really have to go to the bathroom. So thank you for joining me. We nailed Machu Picchu, lots of fun. Hopefully we'll get Alhambra in the next one, and you know, make our way towards Notre Dame. That'll be what sets us free, I think, because no unique luxury up here. The amount of duplicates we have is a little on the low side. Only one here, only one there, you know. So, yeah, we could definitely benefit from that happiness. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.